All right. Well, looks like we've got a call in. Who do we got there, Paul?
Well, let's find out. Caller, you're live on KTOX.
Hi, this is Rich Harris.
Hey, Rich.
Hey,
How's
Rich
it going?
Harris, man. How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. Can you hear us okay?
I can, yes. How about
Awesome.
me? You guys all right?
Yeah. For y'all who don't know, I've known Rich forever, I guess, on Facebook. We've been friends online forever. And it's funny, we kind of been following a similar path, I guess you could say. He's also a producer, content creator. He owns his own studio. And I figured we'd give you guys a behind-the-scenes look at what actually goes on in this world. So, Rich, man, it's good to finally actually talk to you. You know, like I said,
you too.
Been around forever. Been around forever online. Yeah, the show's what, like 3 months old now? We're pretty new
about
here.
3 months old. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, let me introduce you to Madman Mike. He's my co-host here.
Hey, Rich. How's it going?
Hello, Mike. Nice to meet you.
Same here. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
So, Rich, man, if you could just give me a quick background. How did you get into all this? I know you're a musician and everything else. What got you into all this? What was the impetus?
Yeah, so I guess I've definitely been obsessed with music since I was a kid. My dad raised me on just constantly playing records at home. He raised me on everything from old big band swing jazz stuff to like all the old blues stuff, Robert Johnson, James Cotton, Muddy Waters, those guys. And he was also into all the big, the Southern rock stuff and Led Zeppelin and Hendrix and all those things. And then, he pretty much brought all that to me. Oh, and Motown was like his big thing too. And anything that was funky that would get your neck moving, like that was his jam. So that's my affinity for James Brown and Maceo Parker and stuff definitely came from my dad. So after all that, I've always had this desire to create and make music. And then I learned how to read music playing stand-up bass in middle school, like 7th grade. And then, but I'd done a lot of choir classes, jazz, concert choir, classical music stuff. And then I've always just been wanting to be either in a band or be creating music in some kind of capacity. So no matter what phase of my life I've been in, I've always had some kind of recording device. I think the first one I had was a Fostex X18 cassette one. So, like a lot of us old schoolers, we had piles and piles of Type 2 cassette tapes lying around all over the place.
With the little magnetic strip on the back of it, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Constantly just storing tons and tons of cassettes. And then as I, started playing a bunch of other instruments and stuff too, eventually gravitating toward drums and stuff, I've still always had this more big picture approach to music. I was never just a drummer. I was always like the drummer who's listening to how all the other instruments are working together. And that was always like a sweet spot for my ears and like being able to explore everything that was going on. And then I basically I'm 48 years old now, and I was in bands from middle school all the way till 2015. And then after that, I just got tired of just being a rock drummer in a band because that's pretty much all I was. And so I gave up being in a band as far as like the full-on rock band setup, and then just started doing producer songwriting stuff. And that's kind of what I've been doing ever since. And as far as the engineering side, when you have audio engineers, they either lean more toward, or producers, I'm sorry, a producer will either lean more toward the technical, like the engineer side,
right,
or they'll lean more toward the kind of emotional,
the artistic side,
like creative side, right? And so that's definitely more me. I've learned enough technical side of it to be able to at least roughly mix my own songs and get them out there and stuff. But I would definitely not call me an engineer, nor do I want to ever be that guy. But,
well, I don't know, man. I've heard quite a few of your mixes, and they sound just fine to me.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I have a million tests. When I do a mix, it'll be like, make sure you listen to them on really crappy earbuds, and you listen to them in the car, listen to them on expensive headphones and nice monitors, and just so you get the best thing for everybody's ears, when it goes out of the gate.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, I do the same thing. Yeah,
get a nice full range on it.
The worst part is cell phones, man. They just don't translate bass at all.
Oh man, nope.
No. Yeah, it's super annoying. In fact, whenever somebody says to me, they're like, "Hey man, just text me a link to your song." I'm like, "I will, but I don't want you to listen to this shit until it's like plugged into some speakers or like nice headphones and stuff, because it literally shaves off the whole bottom third of all of the frequencies that come out of
it
normally."
does. Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah, it's like my cell phone, everything sounds like crap on it, but when I plug it into the stereo in my truck, it's like, boom, bass,
Yeah, then you're good.
everything,
Then you're good.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
just
lot of
Bluetooth
effort.
it.
A lot of effort goes into making that sound the way that it does. So whenever I hear people try to listen to somebody's new song on their phone first, like on the speaker part of it, not with headphones or whatever,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, man.
Right?
Yeah, right.
It's like, this is the song, but, it's only part of it because it's on a cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's none of the moving, slowly simmering bass stuff or like low-end notes on an organ or piano are coming through. You can't hear any of that support stuff that makes everything sound so full because you're on a phone. So,
and the sad part is that's pretty much the standard now.
Yeah,
Everybody
you don't get a lot of the bass drum, but you definitely get the cymbals.
Yeah, it's like all cymbals and guitar basically is what ends up out of there.
Yeah. So you were in bands for a long time. Now you were in, what was it, Zed? You were the drummer for Zed. They were a pretty big act, weren't they?
Yeah, and they're still they're definitely very, very well known in kind of the stoner rock, stoner metal circles and doom and stuff like that. Yeah. And but they're based out of South Bay, California, Bay Area, so that's like San Jose, about 45 minutes south of San Francisco. So they're still together. When I quit the band, I was one of the founders and the drummer for 10 years. And then after I got burnt out on doing that, a really, really amazing drummer, cool guy. He's also a stand-up comedian. This guy, Sean Boyle, he took over. And he's an incredible drummer, super funky, but more chops than I had. And he does them a ton of justice. And they're still out playing and doing shows and stuff. And I would highly recommend Zed. And for people listening, if you hear the word Zed and you think it's like the guy with Zed with two D's in it, he was like a DJ kind of rave guy. It's not that guy.
Like, my first
rock musicians,
my first thought was Led Zeppelin tribute or something.
Yeah,
when I heard Zed,
pretty close. Anything with a Z, Zeppelin kind of ends up like
right. First thought.
Well, you know what's really funny about that is I've got some friends up in Montana. They have a YouTube reaction channel, and they're interviewing somebody from Zed, and I was like, well, I'm interviewing the drummer. And they're like, no way, you know the drummer. Oh, my God. They were just like freaking out.
Yeah. Like,
pretty
is that the same set? I don't know. Yeah, but, yeah.
So then after the bands and stuff, like you said, you went more into the production side, and now you've got your own place. What do you do for a living now, man? I mean, how do you make money?
Yeah, so I actually have my career. I got married and had kids very young, and so and I did not grow up in a wealthy household, and so for me, I had to make sure that my kids, at the time, were not going to grow up poor like I did.
Yeah.
And so I decided to dive into high tech, and that's kind of when it was starting to first emerge in like 96, 97. I'm in Silicon Valley. I live out here, like right in the heart of it all. So
sure.
I ended up getting a day job in that. I've basically been in high tech, like doing at a marketing or a creative capacity for the last 25, 28 years. And one thing I'm really grateful for is, there's a lot of things I'm grateful for taking that path. One was the money was good. So I could afford to buy a nice guitar. I could afford to buy here and actually buy nice things to support my actual passions.
Was that about the time that the worldwide internet made its debut?
Kind of, yeah. I'm on a more public level for business and stuff like that. Yeah, right.
I remember my brother and his friends, and he's a little younger than me. He's a physicist for the Department of Energy now. He said, "Hey, you want to go with us? We're going to go talk to a friend of mine." I'm like, "Sure," And he's sitting there and he's like, "We just sent a message from this computer to the computer about 12 miles away, and he received it. They're like, yes. And I'm like, what's going on, guys? Oh, we can send a message now. And then next thing you know, about 2 years later, worldwide internet coming soon.
Everybody's doing it. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
I showed up onto the internet scene just, I would say, a few years after those discoveries were happening. But, yeah, it's been one of the coolest things, I think, for creators nowadays. Just technology makes it so easy to create great results with audio and video without having to be some, like, super pro 4,000 in the music industry guy, you know. It's pretty amazing, and we can collaborate so easily.
Yeah.
You know, like,
that's the best part. Yeah.
I have like 2 or 3 little side projects going, just collaborations with people where, you know, I'll send a track over and I'll put a click on it. I'll let them know what the BPM is or the beats per minute, and then they just set up the project remotely, and then we just add to it from our homes.
Nice.
You know, whenever we feel like it, and then let somebody know, hey, I just threw another guitar part on there. Go check it out. And I know of a few bands that every band member, you know, because they're bigger and they have the money, but they all live like in a different state.
Right.
And they sit there and basically write an entire record virtually, and then when it's time to actually go record it and start performing, that's when they will fly out, get together, start rehearsals, and that kind of thing. And that's mostly what a lot of big bands do nowadays.
I think we're about to go to commercial break, and you hang in there. We'll be back in about 3.5 minutes, and we'll see if we can play some of your music.
You got it.
All right,
What do you got
Yep.
for me, man? What do you want me to put on the air?
You could do. There's songs from Zed that I played on, but there's also the new one of the new ones that I just put out, that Resting Place one.
All right, we'll get on that, and we'll be
check it
back from commercial break here in a few minutes. And hang with us, and all of you out there listening, hang with us, as we got a great show for you today here on K-Talks.
Yep, we'll be right back. Hang on, Rich. Thanks. If you guys can't see this, which of course you can't, this is radio.
Right.
You need to head over to YouTube and go to Soul Effective Productions and check out this video. This thing is really cool. It's It's a Giorgio Moroder mind screw.
I was trying to see it, but you know the laptops face the other way, so I didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a video playing.
Dude, that was really cool, man.
Thank you.
That was like Giorgio Moroder meets Soundgarden or something.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't really even know how to. I don't know. I just make stuff, and if it sounds okay, then I put it out there. I'm not even sure what I sound like half the time. But
was that you on the drums?
Oh yeah, that was him on everything.
Yeah. Damn.
I played everything on that. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's nice. I was listening to really good stuff.
Yeah,
that one was kind of. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the movie Metropolis.
Oh yeah.
But dude, Metropolis is like one of my favorite movies. It was it was a silent film done by Fritz Lang,
right.
a German dude. I think it was like I think it was in 1928.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's very. It kind of covers the whole. It kind of marries more of a sci-fi cyborg element to the movie 1984's concept.
Right.
So you got kind of this Orwellian thing going on with people being, forced into labor and stuff like that. But then you also have like this female that gets turned into kind of like this robot, and then she comes back and like kicks everybody's ass, basically. The way that it's done is really cool. And when I was doing this song, it's kind of about that, like us not really being in control of what's going on around us, even though we think we are. And then when I was ready to do the video for this song, that movie became public domain. So I was able to I was able to go poach little clips off of it to sort of like build the narrative around the song lyrics and stuff too. So that's how the video kind of came to be.
I like that.
Thanks.
I think I've watched that before actually when it first came out.
Yeah, I think I pushed it out on the Facebook page and stuff too when I initially launched it a month or yeah. So yeah, it's fun, man. I love writing my own stuff and being able to have control because as much as I love being in a band, being in a band, you're essentially kind of married to a bunch of other people that you don't necessarily want to be married to.
Right? Yeah.
It turns into I got tired of democracy. Basically, I wanted to just like sit in my own zone and just like play whatever I was feeling or write whatever I was feeling and not have anybody have to approve it.
That's the awesome part of writing. It's like you do other people's music and you're trying to sound like them. And it don't happen. I mean, it can get really close. People are like, play that song. And I'm like, no, check this out.
Yeah, or if you're not feeling the same thing, or if the bandmates have different priorities in their life, like it just. I'm just too old to be juggling that stuff. I do have another side project I'm working on, but the whole thing's just about humor. So,
yeah. Let's get into some humor, man.
Yeah, in writing, it's like Paul said before. You give me an instrumental, and I wrap my head around it, take the feeling, and it turns into words. And And 5 minutes later, I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, literally, you can. This Mike is one of those guys. You can give him 2 chords and he'll write a song.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. That's kind of how I think that's why I got into filmmaking too, because I always found that even though filmmaking is kind of more of a secondary for me as far as like passion and priority, I got into shooting stuff with my camera because I needed a more appropriate, controllable vehicle for my music to get out there. So, to create more of a full-on experience when somebody listens to my song so that they really feel what I was trying to convey instead of just hoping that they listen to it on Spotify and not get distracted by what's going on in the
that imagery, with the music, when you take the imagery that you're feeling and you tie it to the music and put it out in the video, that really gets people's attention,
Oh, there's a lot more impact, yeah.
Yeah, right.
100%. I mean, think about when Johnny Cash covered Trent Reznor, Nine Inch Nails, did that Hurt song. Like, if you were to listen to it, the first time I listened to that song was when I saw the video. And if you were to just listen to the song, yeah, it sounds cool. But the video was so heavy.
Right.
And nervy and touching and sad. And, it just really like punched me in the face when I watched that. And I had never actually really listened to that Nine Inch Nails song before. And then I went back and, you listen to what Trent Reznor's comments were. He's like, when I saw that video, he's like, I officially realized that song was no longer mine. And that was now Johnny Cash's song, yeah. So, the video component, we all enjoyed MTV when it first came out. And then when the first episode, the first Real World hit the airwaves and the ratings were high, then all of a sudden we lost music television after that.
Yep. Yeah, follow the money.
Yep, exactly. So instead, everybody wanted to watch a bunch of pithy crap inside of a house with a bunch of people who have nothing else to do with themselves. So whatever.
Then we had what, VH1?
Oh, there was a bunch of them, yeah. But today's world is completely 180 degrees the opposite of what it was back then.
Absolutely.
Totally. Yeah, especially with we're all watching videos everywhere all the time now. We only watch what we want to watch now. We're not beholden to TV stations, and now not even network. We haven't been.
We don't get out of school as a kid and go home and watch 3 hours of cartoons, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Instead, you're watching 25 hours of cartoons on your phone.
Of anything you could imagine, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Adult, yep.
Yeah, I was watching an interview yesterday, and it was two music producers, two musicians, engineers, all that stuff, and they were talking about this kind of thing, this subject. Now anybody with a cell phone can go on TikTok and get instant hits and likes and everything else. Things have changed so much that the music industry no longer has a gatekeeper. And now the gatekeepers are the consumers.
Yeah.
Either they like it or they don't like it. They watch it or they don't,
Yep.
Swipe left or right. It's there is no middleman anymore.
Yeah.
And it's a challenge for the creators to try to find content that's engaging and it'll keep your attention span, because let's face it, nobody's got an attention span anymore. 3 seconds, you're done.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right, and it makes it hard. Yeah, it's kind of a blessing and a curse, to be honest with you, because the fact they have no attention span means that, it's a challenge to create something that people are going to glom onto. But the upside is that because most of the content out there is mediocre at best, if you happen to have a leg up at all when it comes to video production or storytelling or something that goes beyond just the song you're putting out, or you have people to help you with that, it's a lot easier to stick out because there's so much garbage. So it's 6 half dozen or the other, right? The other side is, if you can't get somebody's attention, this is the challenge I have with TikTok with what I do, is if you can't get somebody's attention in 2 seconds, or, you're not willing to do some stupid dance with your boobs hanging out of your shirt, then nobody's going to follow you, so it's super challenging there in that particular platform. But at the same time, like I said, if you're willing to just work a little bit harder on, being able to maximize your content and where you put it and how you syndicate it, and learn a little bit about search engine optimization and how to publish stuff and put it by people, because all that info is out there for free to learn how to do it better. I'm just lucky enough to have been in tech, so I've already picked up a lot of those skills. But if you're willing to do that, then you can get really good music out there to the masses, faster and not have to wait for it.
I've been saying that for years. You practically need a degree in computer engineering just to produce music these days.
Yeah.
With all the different hats you got to wear, you're not just recording some stuff on a tape. You got to run Pro Tools on your laptop, and you got to do multi-tracking, and then you got to do video, and then you got to figure out the analytics for that video.
I can sing.
Yeah, Mike can sing. Mike's got the easy part.
Yeah. There's a lot to it, but when you're a one-man show or one-person show,
you learn a lot quick.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. I don't have a budget for a video editor or somebody to deal with my camera. And so what I ended up doing with my studio, and a lot of people do this now, is they set up their recording studios to also essentially be like sound stages. I have a nice pull-up green screen for when I need it, if I want to use it for something. Obviously, I got all the audio gear. I have a lot of camera gear because I do some video production stuff. But I have it all set up so that one person at any given moment could have an idea and then grab something and then film it and record it and mix it and light the room the right way, all very quickly and easily, and then I just save everything to Dropbox, and I sit down on my video editing rig and pull it down from Dropbox and just slam it all together real fast. But it's a while to figure out what was going to be most efficient, and frankly, like, I'm only 65% there, and it keeps changing. I'm sure my ADHD doesn't help that very much, but, it's just how it goes. So as long as you're committed to progress and not perfection, then you can totally evolve.
There you go. Yeah, nobody wants perfection. They want real.
Yeah. Once you're perfect, like, why be alive anymore?
Success.
Exactly.
Well, folks, I've done all I can here. I'll see you. Time to go.
Exactly. I'm only 32 years old, but I'm done now because I'm officially perfect, I was told. So,
What else is there, right?
Too much, man.
Try
so,
to
yeah,
explain that
you
to a
figured out a
teenager.
formula to do all this yourself, and a lot of people are doing this. It's all trial and error.
yeah.
I don't know how many years it took you to figure out what works best for you, but for me, I'm still looking. I'm still trying a bunch of different things every time I do this.
Yeah, it's tough, too. And also, like, gear's expensive, man.
Yes, sir.
And with gear and instruments and stuff like that, whether you're talking video or you're talking audio, it's just worth it to pay for better stuff when you can finally afford it. It just is.
Yeah.
And after you get that stuff, then that's great. But to your point, figuring out what's the best workflow, and I've moved studios since 2015 when I first opened my studio. I've moved studios twice.
Yeah.
Huge pain in the ass both times, and it changed my workflow situation because the room would be shaped differently. So that means I had to put lights in a different spot. And now all of a sudden I couldn't store all my camera gear over here anymore where it was more convenient. And now I have to figure out a new way to deal with it. And, I bought a new electronic drum set for my studio, and I didn't have that here before. And my studio is laid out in a way that only works best without drums in it. So now I have to go back and figure out how I should integrate the drums in the room the right way so that I can run all the chords. And
Yep. All right, hey, man, we're getting ready to go out to break again. This will be the top of the hour break. If you feel like sticking around, we'll pick you up after the break.
Yeah, please hang out.
I'll hang out for another round.
Right on.
All right, awesome.
Thanks, man.
And the rest of you hang out. Yeah.
Everybody else, just stick with us. We're going to go to break. This is The Industry on KTOX. Oh, I love the hoo-haws, man. I love the hoo-haws.
I stole that idea from
Rawhide.
some song. I'll have to find it and send it to you. But it was like some old, not like an old Sly and the Family Stone song, but there was some song from that era, like the 60s or 70s, where they were doing something similar, and it just it popped out to me to use it.
That wasn't Rawhide, was it?
I mean, there's a few of those, those old spaghetti western songs too. That definitely got that kind of element in times. Yeah.
Oh, too funny. So you got a whole series on these you're doing.
Yeah, so I started a project with a friend. He's been in a bunch of bands. He's a guitarist and great singer, songwriter. We got together. He's based out of Santa Cruz, like me. We've kind of seen each other doing our different creative things through the internet, but we never really connected. And then Yeshi, who's my songwriting partner, he kind of reached out. We were talking over a couple beers or whatever, and like me, he's extremely silly and just ridiculous about life and stuff. And so we both have the same sense of humor and are both pretty outgoing. And then we came up with the idea. We started joking around about writing songs about something random like breakfast cereal, for instance. And then we started writing songs about cereal, and then they turned into really good songs. And so we're like, screw it, let's start a project. And so, yeah, we started a project called Late Night Cereal.
Nice.
And basically the tagline for us is we write very serious songs about breakfast cereal. So,
all right.
yeah, it came up because we both were talking about how we just, there aren't a lot of people that would hate having a nice, like a bowl of cereal at night.
Oh yeah, all the time.
My dad used to do that all the time, and so we kind of went with that theme, and now we have like 6 songs completed. Well, there's only one on streaming right now called Too Many Raisins. And
no.
we have one about, Cheerios, muesli and granola and
dude, we got to hook you up with Jack Black, because this is Tenacious D territory right here.
Yeah. And we're also inspired by Flight of the Conchords too.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Super just funny and silly and fun. And the goal was to make music about a topic that you couldn't possibly attach some kind of controversy to, although I've already started to find there's people that are pretty freaking serious about their cereal opinions. But
all right.
We wanted to do something that was like rated G and just fun, so you could take these songs anywhere. We have a full band. We also do them as a duet, in an acoustic environment in case. Just depends on what the gig calls for, but the goal is to just bring some levity and fun to a room, because the world is a tough place right now, and it's difficult to stomach all the news that we see out there. So I'm like, how can we just do something that brings people joy and makes them chuckle a little bit over a beer while they're watching us at the show?
Do you have anything about the nightmare when you wake up in the middle of the night or before you go to bed and you realize that you're out of cereal?
Yeah. Or you have that situation where, I have a bunch of teenagers at my house, and so that situation where they eat enough cereal, but they only leave like a third of a bowl left in the box.
Yeah. What's up with that?
And then you end up having to have this like Frankenstein version of a bowl of cereal made up of 10 different cereals that's all scraped at the bottom,
with all the dust from the bottom of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, having a bowl of this like soggy dust, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nightmare stuff there.
The 600 grams of sugar are all in the bottom of the box.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a fun project, and we've done a couple of open mics, and we're going to do a more formal gig in April for the first time, opening for a very well-known band here. It's called Coffee Zombie Collective, and they do like fun, kind of raucous medleys of popular songs, but in a more like kind of rockabilly style, and they're really good.
Huh.
So that's cool stuff, man. And like your studio is geared towards film and production and all that kind of stuff. The studio that we're working at now is kind of what I don't even know how to put it. We want to do live streaming, so we're set up for. We got like multiple cameras and everything runs through the board, and everything. I think they're running a vMix system. Something like this would be perfect if I could get Rich and his buddy into the studio for a live stream.
Right.
Dude, we could sell tickets to that.
Oh, we would love to. We will travel. Have cereal. We'll travel.
Yeah, there you go.
Will let us know. We'll pick up the cereal and milk. Oh, wait. Did you want milk?
It depends. There's so many milks now. We actually have a song a hopper that just talks about how confusing it is to know which is the right milk for you. So,
dude, don't even get me started. You remember when we were kids and you got like a gallon of whole milk, and if you didn't drink it within 3 or 4 days, it was rotten. It was gone. It was curdled.
totally.
Now it's like 3 months later, it's still fresh.
Well, now you have like coconut milk. You have nut juice. I mean, well, they call it almond milk.
Nut juice, almond milk,
Yeah, right.
tomato, I don't know.
See a lady at the store pulling off a gallon of almond milk, and I'm like, you know why they call it almond milk?
Man, I could never get.
They didn't think nut juice would be appropriate.
You have to say though that trying to find like something that I could, because dairy doesn't always sit very well with me. But if I was going to choose an alternative, I hated almond milk. I couldn't stand soy.
Yeah.
And then finally when oat milk came out, that actually was a great substitute. And I still drink regular milk sometimes, but oat milk has been my go-to now, and it's super tasty and creamy like real milk, and doesn't have some like weird taste like almond milk.
Yeah, it doesn't leave a film in your mouth.
Oily.
Oh yeah. Some of those quote unquote alternatives are just like, wow, what the hell is in this product?
Yeah, how the hell do they get milk out of an almond? I mean,
right? Who's out there milking almonds?
Let alone an oat, I thought you added water, not squeeze milk out of them.
Like, the almonds have like little tiny microscopic udders that we can't see.
Right?
Yeah.
those free range almonds out there,
Yeah.
Okay,
well, there's your next video concept, man. Almond milk.
Right, we're all going to get together and start milking almonds. It'll be great. That makes for a very interesting visual. I probably need a couple shots of whiskey before I jump into that one.
Yeah,
Sounds like
you
fun.
have to put a disclaimer on that video.
Yeah, nothing in this video has been scientifically proven, so just wanted to let you know.
And no nuts were harmed in the making of this.
Yeah. Exactly. All nuts were lots of TLC,
gentle rubbing.
gentle nutting. That's what we did.
Gentle nutting. Oh, God. Ah!
Oh, yeah. And here we go. See, it's easy. If you start dragging me down to like 13-year-old potty humor, I'm there. Right there. I don't even hesitate.
Yeah. Well, that's where the other part of this is going to come in really cool. We're going to have to let Rich go here in a couple of minutes, but if you guys are interested, we will be doing a formal video interview, live stream type of thing with both of our studios online, so you can actually see what's going on and what we're all doing and everything. And we'll continue this nuttiness.
Yes.
Shortly.
Sounds like a lot of flavor.
Yes.
It's going to be juicy.
It'll be juicy. There'll be raisins involved. It's going to get weird. Yeah.
Don't make it weird.
Well, cool. Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'll be over there tomorrow. I'm gonna talk with the owner and see when we can get that scheduled.
Okay, cool. And what we could do if it works out schedule wise, I might be able to have Yeshi here and we can perform one of the late night cereal songs on there in front of the camera too.
Dude, now that would be fun. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah.
I'm all for it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll talk to him about it, and we'll probably just do acoustic guitars so we don't have to do with feeds and odd stuff like that. But that would be super easy, man. Seriously.
Awesome.
That would be wicked. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh,
all right,
nice.
I'll talk to him about it. He gets home from out of town soon, and then I'll start teeing that up, and let's coordinate on dates.
Yes,
Nice.
sir.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, Rich, I totally appreciate you doing this, man. I know you're a busy guy, and thanks for hanging out with us today.
Yeah, it's all good. It's really nice to meet your partner there and talking with you guys. I appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to talking to you some more and having some fun.
Awesome.
Yes,
That was
sir.
great talking with you too, and a little nutty, but hey.
Hey, it takes one to be the best on a show with one.
That's
right?
right. That's right. We're all a little there,
Well, folks, you guys have been listening to Rich Harris, And we've been having a good time. If you want to hear some more, stick around, stay tuned, and we'll give you some information coming up. So,
All right.
Rich, once again, thanks, man. We're
Thank
going to
you,
let you
Rich.
go.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
Take care.